Hello, Greg here. So tonight I'm going to talk about Riemann sums for the Evernote video, and we are going to be taking the right, left, right, and middle Riemann sums of the function y or f of x equals x squared plus 4. Now this notation means the integral from 0 to 8 of the function with respect to d of x. So 8, we're going from 0 to 8 with this function. Left, I'm going to go through each of left, right, and middle. You can also do this using trapezoidal rule, but we're not going to go into that today. So what I did first was I calculated the x and x values of all values, 0 to 8, and you can see them right there. And then the problem said that I needed to do four subintervals of that range, which this whole range of 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 would then turn into just evens, being 4 subintervals. Basically, each subinterval is a line between 2 points on a graph. So 0 to 2 is 1, 2 to 4 is 2, 4 to 6 is 3, and 6 to 8 are the 4 subintervals. And you bring the y's accordingly. So first we're going to do a left Riemann sum. So for left Riemann sums, first we have the notation, the integral of 8 to 0 of the function with respect to d of x. So for left Riemann sums, I'm actually going to go up here now, and so I have the 4 subintervals copied again. But for left Riemann sums, what you're going to do is that you're going to calculate the distance between the x's, which is in this case 2, and then using those two values, you go down to the left, which is in this case 4. So over here, we're going to have 2, and then you multiply them. So in this case, you're going to have 2 times 4. And then you do the same thing again for the next one. And then it's 2 to 4. And then you get 8, so you multiply those. So again, that's 2 times 8. Then between 4 and 6 is 2. Then it goes to 20. So that's 2 times 20, and then 6 to 8, which is also a difference of 2, and then it goes to 40. So you end up having 2 times 4 plus 2 times 8 plus 2 times 20 plus 2 times 40. Or since all the differences between the x values are the same, you can just do 2 parentheses 4 plus 8 plus 20 plus 40 close parentheses. And going through that, we'll get you 144. So now we're going to do right Riemann sums. Right is basically the same thing as left, except this time instead of going down to the left like we did earlier, this time we're going down to the right. So it's still the same difference of numbers, which is 2. This time you're going straight down. Since 0 to 2, the 2 is on the right, so you're just going straight down, which in this case would be 8, which is a difference of 2, so you multiply those. 2 times 4 is also a difference of 2, and you go down, which gives you 20. So that would be 2 times 20. 4 to 6 is a difference of 2, and then you have 40, so it's 2 times 40. And then 6 to 8 is a difference of 2 times 68, which would be 2 times 68. Notice that we didn't use the 4 right here, but instead we used the 68. While up here we didn't use the 68 because it was on the right, and the 4 was on the left. So when you go from left to right, you're basically not using the value farthest to the left, farthest to the right for left, and the value farthest to the left for right Riemann sums. So what you're going to end up with is that same notation on the interval from 8 to 0. But this time you have 2 times 8 plus 2 times 20 plus 2 times 40 plus 2 times 68, which you know is going to be a lot higher than the other one, which ended up being 144. Or again, since the intervals are the same, you have 2 parentheses 8 plus 20 plus 40 plus 68, which ends up being 272. Finally, middle Riemann sums. It's going to be it's kind of a mix, but which is a little more confusing. So let me zoom out a little bit. So this time, since we have a 4-step interval and you have to go between the numbers. You need something in the middle, because for this one, because with the left and right, I'm just using the right example, there was no middle point between 0 and 2 that they wanted us to use for this one. So what you're gonna have to do is jump from 0 to 4, and then you're gonna find that difference, which in this case is 4, and then you're gonna go to the middle, down from that 0 to 4 to the middle of those values, which in this case is 8. So you'd have 4 times 8. And then you're going to do it again for 2 and 6. The difference is 4 again, and then you're going to go down to the middle, and that would give you 20. Then you do it again for 4 and 8. You go down to the middle. The difference is 40. Notice we didn't use the 4 or the 68 because they don't have anything on that we can use on the other sides of them, or the problem didn't want us to do that. Of course, I probably could have done it, but the problem does not call for it. So using that 4 times 8 plus 4 times 20 plus 4 times 40, you can write it like that. Or, since again the intervals are the same, you can write 4 parentheses 8 plus 20 plus 40. Now this answer is also 272 with the correct notation. And you notice that the middle and right Riemanns are the same for this one. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. But the left Riemann sum is usually lower, just because notice we used a 4 for the left and a 68 for the right. The numbers just change based on the function you're using. All right, that's it for Riemann sums. Later.